Yeah, this is conscious type person. I'm trying to reach the salmon that is baked to tell him about my favorite TCAP moment. That's a tall order asking for my favorite moment on the show. I guess it just depends on the day you ask, but you know, I run through them in my head, and there's one guy who always ranks way at the top, and that's Michael Willis. The thing about Michael Willis is, despite his appearance on TCAP being quite fleeting, it's even hard to narrow down the single moment of his appearance that's your favorite moment. There's just too many of them. I mean, it's just chock full of comedy, that guy. So maybe just his whole appearance on TCAP is my favorite moment. But there's one in particular that people often overlook. But let's just go over the one, the only, the cute, the built good Michael Willis. As he enters the house, he's wearing his Daisy Dukes with a bulging cell phone on, I think it was the right hip. And he's got like an 80s tank top on. Of course, the glass eye. That alone suggests it's some kind of comedy sketch we're watching unfold here. Anyways, Dateline, of course, spotlighted the best part of the chat, declaring himself to be cute and built good, whatever that means. And, of course, like the great acting job of telling us, what? No way. Of course, he asks if the cookies are home-baked. I mean, come on. It reminds me of this time when I was a kid and my parents took a friend of ours along to a restaurant once. And at the end of the night, when they were like offering dessert and whatnot, the waiter, they were talking about offering some coffee to drink. And this kid, kind of odd that someone that age would even drink coffee. But then he decides he's interested maybe in coffee, and then he asks, is it homemade coffee? And the waiter just looks at him perplexed and is like, it's made here. I mean, that's what I think of every time I see that. I mean, why on earth would you ask him if it's home baked? Anyways, he leaves the house throwing a little fit. You know, I just want to get to the beach, which is a hilarious excuse as well. Then, of course, he stumbles off the porch. I mean, all of us have those moments, you know, we kind of didn't see a step there, and you look a little silly, and you can just walk it off, you know, take a bow, whatever. But, of course, if it's Michael Willis, it's just another layer of comedy. And, you know, he stumbles, but manages to stay on his feet. But not for long, of course. He gets tackled rather aggressively because, of course, in Florida, it's awfully easy to get a concealed carry permit, apparently, but not by a guy in a ghillie suit. God, I wish that had happened. But anyways, yeah, that's about that about sums up the Michael Willis appearance on TCAP. But I should tell you, my favorite part of it actually comes after they arrest Thomas Coffin later on, and they are making him do the perp walk to the car. I think it may have been a truck that they were going to transport the predators with, and sure enough, Michael Willis is there in the passenger seat, driver's side passenger seat of the truck, and Thomas Coffin and he have to take a little ride together, and I think that's just delicious. I think that's just wonderful. I mean, if you think about it, those are the two best dressed men on TCAP. I'm surprised that truck didn't burst into flames because of all the fashion in that car. I mean, just incredible. So that's my favorite moment, probably that one. If I had to narrow it down on Willis, I can't say Willis is necessarily my favorite predator. We don't know enough about him, but boy, he packed so much into such a short amount of time. All right. I'm free to hang up this phone, and that's what I'm going to do.
My personal favorite moment from To Catch a Predator would have to be when Charles Harding, aka Hardchuck, took that brief leap of surprise into the air upon being confronted by Chris Hansen. In that moment, a monster was quite literally slayed before our very eyes.
Ohio, BakedSalmon son. Ohio gozaimasu. How are you? This is Romero-san 145, aka Remy. And I just wanted to call in to explain my favorite Predator moment. I would have to say that generic white male is my favorite character, and the whole scene is just laugh. He goes there so confidently, eats his cookie, doesn't give two shits about what Chris Hansen says to him, and leaves. He doesn't want to be there anymore. He wants to go to the beach. He can't be bothered with this shit, you know? He just has to be out of there. And like Teflon Don, nothing sticks to him. He might have tripped up a little at the end, but he was still a free man with no record. So he's a pervert, but a badass at the same time. Well, anyways, arigatou gozaimasu. I hope to talk to you soon again, Mr. BakedSalmon son. Hi.
Okay, so the best moment probably comes from Hansen versus Predator, and it's Mr. Potato Head himself, Michael Manzi. It's just that little interaction where Chris says to him, "There's something you need to know. I'm Chris Hansen." "No, you're not." "Yes, I am." "No, you're not." "Yes, I am." The moment that Manzi said, "No, you're not," you could see Hansen's eyes light up, and you saw a sneaky little grin on Hansen's face. Right there, you knew that Hansen thought to himself, "I've got some winning material right here. This is going viral." I reckon Hansen would have said, "Yes, I am," all night if Manzi didn't stop. You just know that he was hoping to get a few more lines out of it. I've got to say, the whole segment is one of my favourites, but that particular bit is the part that stands out for me the most. I mean, other than being a dirty little Nazi predator, I can't think of anyone more deserving of being ridiculed more than Manzi. I mean, the way this little bitch confidently walks into the house and starts looking around is all sorts of worrying. I'm not sure if he did any prison time or anything like that, but if he did do prison time, I hope he got his shit pushed in, fully deserved. Little bitch.
Hey there, everybody. It's Dan Heisenberg White. My first, long-time subscriber of Mr. Salmon, first-time caller. I've been asked to reference my favorite moment in TCAP history, and there's got to be at least about a dozen of them that I can reference. Everything and anything to do with Lorne obviously is up there, as well as one of my favorite Predators, Dan Allen, in the few minutes that we get to see of him. However, I think going back, I can't help but see myself always coming back to the same video and the same footage, and that is the unaired Dustin McFetridge interrogation with John Dudinsky. It's a roller coaster of emotions, and a great testament to how skilled the KBI is at investigating and interrogating these predators. Well, the man seemed sympathetic and almost played dumb. Dustin fed right into his plan, gave up more evidence than he ever planned on, and that's just because he don't like lawyers. But it's so comical, it's so brilliant, there's a little bit of everything in it, and it's by far one of my favorite moments in TCAP history. So, thank you for having me on, and hey, God bless us, everyone.
Well, howdy, loved ones. Soul Clobber Eyes. My favorite TCAP moment has to be the second John Kennelly sting. I know, coming from me, it's probably sounds a little odd that it's not a Lauren thing, but for me, the second John Kennelly sting, when he got caught, I was just getting something to eat, sir. And I think it was my favorite moment because we got to see Chris Hansen really, really pissed off. He stopped being a journalist for that interview, and he was just a guy really pissed off who wanted to hit John Kennelly. And then it also was a big moment because I think that's the moment where people just, there was the outrage where people just had to, they had to do something, and that's when they started getting police involved in the stings. So for me, my favorite TCAP moment, John Kennelly's second sting. You are so effing hot, bro. Okay. Bye, my precious princesses.
Hey, this is Frylock456 on YouTube. I just wanted to point out my favorite TCAP moment. We all know him, we all love him. The man who has the man with the disability and the pimp walk and the pimp cane. Fucking Dustin McBetridge. Oh my god. When I first saw this, like when the show was like still relevant, that was like, I don't know, it was like one of the most, like his segment like made that episode like the most interesting, just cause like, I don't know, it was just so shocking at the time, just this fucking like disabled dude with fucking cerebral palsy comes in and like his story just gets darker and darker, like he wants the girl's underwear, and she's like, he wants her to wear him. You get caught with, like, you know, all that shit he got caught with. But maybe because it's 2018 and we, like, live with the internet, that they made some kind of compromise, I guess. But, yeah, that little gimp is my favorite TCAP moment. His southern drawl, and he wants to be found over to the custody of his mother. And then that guy just basically just yeah, when he says that, when he's like, can I have you signed over to the custody of my mother? That judge is just like, no sir. And then he's like, can I see to it that she gets her vehicle back? The judge just fucking doesn't even acknowledge that with his oversized clothes. Oh my god, that was so funny. I'm just thinking about it. I'm just laughing thinking about it now. God, that was hilarious. So yeah, basically, like, he was my window into the TCAP community before, like, it was even a thing, kind of.
What's happening, baby? What's going on, funky motherfuckers? Let me get a fish sandwich, baby. So anyway, favorite TCAP moment. Well, I did have a long monologue about the smell of fear, but it kind of made me sound like a psychopath. So anyway, I put some thought into it, and I think crushed hopes and dreams is going to be my favorite TCAP moment, whether it be crushing that dream of becoming an engineer or crushing that dream of becoming a sports broadcaster. But I circled back to Lauren Armstrong, as everything in the TCAP world does. Now, Lauren had some dreams, too. First and foremost was getting some the JJ from a young team, but of course, crushed. His other big dream was to make it in country music. Now, I like country music. I have my favorites out there. A little bit of Chris Ledoux, Garth Brooks. But my all-time favorite David Allan Coe. And there was a song I was listening to that reminded me very much of Lorne, and I'll sing it for you, however fixed a little different way. So here we go. Busted in the Bowling Green sex sting. He didn't have the money for bail. The judge bound him over to the local grand jury, and the sheriff threw his dumb ass in jail. They put him in the cell with a pervert. The lady tried to climb in his bed and stuck one of them homemade knives to his throat. And these are the words that he said, "Good buddy, this'll only hurt for a little while. I only put the head of it in, and I promise that I'll never try to come in your mouth."
Hello? Big Sammy? What's up, Bessie? It's your homeboy Daniel Polito in the house. Yo, man, I know I trolled myself when I was up there with Chris Hansen, vato, but that's my favorite TCAP moment, homie. That vato had to see my chorizo, and he had no choice, you feel me? Ha! ¿Qué hubo? I know you're gonna make it sound bad, but I was just chilling on the internet, man. Up to nothing good, homie. I know it sounds crazy, man, but it's no other people like me, man. You feel me? Man, vato. Still got that fucking cough, homie, from the show. I coughed so fucking hard, I almost fell out the chair, vato. But everybody talks about Lorne, man, but everybody forgot about me, man. I was fucking chilling in that chair with Hanson, man, like a fucking superstar and shit. You feel me, man? Just want to let you know, man, Bake, all the fucking homies are showing you love, vato. Represent, vato, for that fucking pornography, homie. Que hubo? You're real firme, vato, man. Órale. A rato, vato.